Welcome to SS1 Music. This lesson focuses on composition, the skill of creating your own music. Composition brings together everything you have learned in music theory, harmony, form, and musical style. At the SS1 level, composition focuses on simple, well-structured pieces using the harmonic and melodic tools covered this year. Composition is assessed in WAEC music and is the most creative expression of musical knowledge. Composition is the creation of an original piece of music. It involves making decisions about melody, harmony, rhythm, form, texture, and style. Composition at the SS1 level focuses on short vocal or instrumental pieces using simple harmonic progressions and clear formal structures. The compositional process follows broadly similar steps regardless of the style of music or the level of the composer. Step 1 is having an idea. Every piece of music begins with an initial musical idea, a melody, a rhythmic pattern, a mood, a harmonic progression. This initial idea, called a motif or theme, provides the seed from which the whole composition grows. Step 2 is developing the idea. How can the initial motif be extended, varied, repeated, or contrasted to create a longer piece? The techniques of repetition, sequence, repeating a motif at a higher or lower pitch, variation, and contrast are the fundamental tools of musical development. Step 3 is planning the structure. Before writing out the full composition, plan the overall form. Will it be binary, AB, ternary, ABA, or a simple strophic structure where the same music is repeated with different text? Step 4 is writing the music. Using manuscript paper with preprinted stave lines, write out the music in standard notation. Begin with the melodic line, then add the harmonization. Step 5 is revision. Play or sing through the composition and revise anything that does not sound right, is unsingable, or breaks the harmonic rules studied. A melody is a single line of music, notes played or sung in sequence. An effective melody for examination composition purposes has several characteristics. It is singable, the vocal range stays within an octave and a half, approximately, and avoids too many large upward leaps. It has a clear shape, it rises toward a climax point and descends toward a conclusion. It has rhythmic interest, not all the same note value but a varied rhythm that gives life to the melodic line. It fits the harmonic progression, the notes of the melody relate clearly to the chords in the accompanying harmony. It has a beginning, middle, and end, a phrase structure that creates question and answer. Begin by choosing a key. C major or G major are good starting keys for examination composition. Choose a time signature, 4/4 is the most flexible. Write a simple harmonic progression as the harmonic framework for the melody. A good starting progression for a 4-bar phrase is I4VI, 1 bar each. Now sing or hum melodies over this progression until you find one that you like. Write it down. Melodies often come from playing with short rhythmic ideas and then finding pitches that fit them, or from humming until a singable line emerges and then notating it accurately. Once a melody is written, the next step in SATB or keyboard composition is to add a harmonic accompaniment. For WAEC composition exercises, this usually means adding bass notes and inner parts. Choose the appropriate chord for each beat or bar by asking, which chord contains most of the melody notes in this bar? In the key of C major, if the melody notes in a bar are C, E, and G, the chord is I, C major. If the melody notes are F, A, and C, the chord is 4, F major. If the melody notes are G, B, and D, the chord is V, O, G major. Plan cadences at phrase endings. A phrase that ends on the tonic is often preceded by V, forming a perfect cadence. A phrase that ends on the dominant might come from I, forming an imperfect cadence. When adding the bass line, use the root of each chord as the bass note in root position. The inner voices, alto and tenor, should move smoothly, preferably by step or keeping common tones between chords. Review the SATB part writing rules, avoid parallel fifths and octaves, keep contrary motion where possible, stay within voice ranges. Your composition project for the end of SS1 is to compose a 16-bar piece for voice and keyboard, or for any instrument and keyboard, in a major key of your choice. The piece should use a ternary ABA form, 8 bars for the A section, 4 bars for a contrasting B section in the relative minor or dominant, and 4 bars returning to the A section material. Use at least the primary triads I, 4, and V, and include at least one perfect cadence and one imperfect cadence. Write the composition in manuscript notation with the correct key signature on time signature. Give the piece a title. Beneath each bar of your melody, write the Roman numeral of the chord you have chosen. Present the completed composition with a brief written note explaining the form and the harmonic choices you made. This project demonstrates your ability to apply the theory, harmony, and form knowledge gained throughout SS1 music in a creative compositional output. Today we covered that composition is the creation of original music, bringing together melody, harmony, rhythm, and form. The compositional process moves from initial idea through development, structural planning, writing, and revision. An effective melody is singable, has a clear shape, rhythmic interest, fits the harmony, and has a clear phrase structure. Harmonize a melody by identifying which chord contains the melody notes and applying cadences at phrase endings. The composition project asks for a 16-bar ABA ternary form piece with primary triads, perfect and imperfect cadences, and written analysis of form and harmony. This project is your creative summation of SS1 music.